Alright, call the Town of St. Croix Falls meeting to order. Evidence proper notice.
The notice was posted on July 9th on the bulletin board and on the town's website.
Alright, please join me in a pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright, roll call please.
Katie Appel. Here. Will Bergman.
Yes.
Jeremy Hall.
Here.
Brent Preby. Mike Dorsey.
Present.
Right.
You guys had a chance to look at the agenda, and if so, we'll take a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Reading of our last meeting's minutes on 6/19.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
I'll second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Recognition of audience. If you'd like to make a comment, you can make a comment for 3 minutes. If not,
I'm actually here for I'm representing the Polk County Snowmobile Council.
okay.
About property that might be available
All right.
close to the Andy and the township.
Yeah, I think we have you on here, don't we? Yep.
Yep. We got it.
Okay, great. Let it be known that Brent Preview was late. No.
In your review, we'll have.
Steve's working chip sealing, so the road maintenance report's in your packet. I think I may be able to answer some of the questions if you have any.
What was he said there was a lot of miscellaneous stuff around here getting done. That's what he used the helper for. So it wasn't like trees down or stuff like that. It was.
He put a hitch on.
Didn't we have, was the storm before this week? Or was
Yeah.
it before last meeting or this meeting?
Yeah, before that.
It was before last meeting, okay. The bad storm, okay.
Yeah, they put a hitch on so they could hook up to the chip sealer, clean up the shop, wash the floor,
Okay,
junk like
just
that.
random, not anything major, like.
Nothing, no big.
No, and I think some of the trees that were cleaned out after that storm
Yeah.
were piled up out here, so
They take care of them.
Yep, he
Okay.
cleaned that up, was out there sweeping and.
Okay.
Yeah, so he did some shouldering on 125th, but it looks like we need some more. What?
Yeah, why do we have two other townships helping us shoulder?
Because we're in the cooperative,
Yeah,
so they help us, we help them.
okay.
Did he bring in a bunch of fill, is that why?
Yeah, so on a new paving, then they'll bring extra trucks in, so they might have
Okay.
3 trucks hauling and then 1 guy grading.
Okay.
So it's just,
I thought it was that machine that we had.
that dumps it out, but other towns have the same
Did you get this?
distributor. What?
This-
This is on.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why we have other towns. Let's see what else he's got here. We did have trouble with the backhoe. The transmission had an electric switch that went bad, so it wouldn't shift the backhoe into first or second gear. You could only use third or fourth. Local dealer came out and replaced the switch or solenoid, whatever it was.
Okay.
Yeah, that and he's just been working with other towns for shouldering. They've been helping us. I think that's about it. There was some trees that went down. He did clean one up on Maple Drive here the other day.
Do we need to approve those 11 loads that he went and actually got a count of how many loads of fill it would take?
We,
Is
maybe
that
in the
here?
road report.
Road report, okay.
Yeah, this is, it's discussed paving projects.
I just saw that he did actually count it out, which was good.
Yeah.
So he knew how many loads.
Yeah.
So someone is, do you know how many ton he hauls for when we do
No idea.
shouldering? We've been getting some complaints that he's running overloaded.
Okay.
Just we should, yeah.
I mean, most of these scales that we're hauling out of, nobody has a
It's-
scale, or
yeah,
nobody, these
yeah.
pits, nobody has a scale, so it's just.
And we must be loading our own.
I don't know if we are or not.
8 o'clock at night, I think we are.
Okay.
Oh,
That
over at the
Taylor.
pit over there?
Yeah.
So we've got all those trucks coming in and out being overloaded, is what you're saying?
Well, according to the other people over in there.
Our truck's overloaded or
Yeah.
everyone's?
Everyone.
Ours.
Well, it has
Ours
to
for
be.
sure.
Oh, because we got the biggest truck.
Well, we don't, running over the sides, that's overloaded, no
Yeah.
matter how big of a truck.
Oh, well then it has to be everybody.
So anyway, I'm just saying, we gotta watch that.
Okay. I will, talk to Steve about that.
And then, yeah, how do we pay Taylor? Janet, did he
He-
give by the yard or by the ton? Probably by the yard, huh?
Oh, I don't know. Steve tells him what's taken, and then he bills us, so
Okay.
I haven't seen a bill
I
yet.
think it's probably the rated load of that truck.
Okay, cause I think everybody's on the same thing, and that's why the other contractor was a little rubbed, because, you know, as long as we all pay the same, so. Anyway, that's the only.
Yeah, I guess I'll ask him how we're loading the trucks, if we're loading it ourselves.
Especially on a new road, we don't need to be
No,
heavy,
I would agree.
so. Outside of that, I thought the shouldering didn't look bad, actually.
There's
Yeah.
some spots that I've washed out
But I think
on 125.
you can tell every operator's a little different,
Yeah.
you know?
What do you mean?
Well, we got all these townships dumping on the
Oh,
shoulder.
how thick they laid in.
Yeah, for sure,
I'm sure.
yeah. But we can always go back and dress it up ourselves.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna need to do.
Yeah,
Even on 160th, I think there are some
Yeah.
low spots there, on fairgrounds, there's more work to do there.
and even when we did the Fleet Supply Road there. That's all over, kind
Yeah.
of washing out, so anyway.
Yeah, I would agree, depending, you know, especially with all the rain that we've been getting, it's bound to happen, I guess. Anything else on the road maintenance report? All right, on to the clerk's report. What do you got, Janet?
A big disbursement list. We have completed the trip project. Basically, the work with Farner, all the work that you've have approved so far has been completed.
Okay.
And those payments are in here. So we had paid part of the 125th last month, and this is the remaining balance plus the trip fairgrounds. And then the $47,497 for the double chip seal. And then I don't know if you guys had any questions on any of the other.
So that double chip seal, that was just over half a mile? I don't remember how many feet.
It's about a half a mile.
Okay.
It went to 175th, so that's half a mile. I mean, yeah. I don't know what the exact feet were, but.
Okay. Yeah, just to the previous
Yeah.
conversation we were having.
Yeah.
Somebody wanna approve the disbursements when you're ready?
Any other questions? I'll make a motion to approve disbursements numbers 165 through 193 for a total of $304,286.78.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Everybody, roll call please.
All right, oops. Katie,
Aye.
Will,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Mike.
Aye.
And then I don't know if you guys have any questions on the year-to-date. The year-to-date, I did notice after I put out the packet, I am gonna have to do a budget amendment next month. I hadn't caught this before, but we paid the additional, we sold the truck, so we paid that on the loan.
Mhm.
And when we budgeted, we only budgeted for the payment, so of course there's, I just have to do a budget line adjustment, so we'll have that on the agenda next month. And then, I don't, if you look at the treasurer's, report, the available funds, after paying off, everything, right now, we're just waiting until our second payment comes in from the county. So, I mean, we're fine. This is as of 6:30. But just wanted to, if you looked at that dollar amount, we'll be getting, and I think we got 23,000, another, the road transportation aids come every, once a quarter, so we just got that payment on 7/2, I think it was, so like, but like I said, this is always that time of year we come down and then we get that payment, the final taxes in August.
Okay.
Also, don't forget to pay your taxes this month.
Any questions on the budget? What do you have for zoning and permits?
Not much, and definitely not as many coming in like they did last year, but still coming. I think we have at least one or two since last month, but they're trickling in. And then I think there's one land use permit I'm waiting on, a sanitary permit number. And then there's one that I'm waiting for Ben to approve, so just slowly moving.
Okay. Any questions on that zoning? All right, thank you. Any supervisors have a report you'd like to talk about? Okay. I did get a couple complaints that one was for a sign out on Highway 8. Went and talked to the owner of the sign. Nothing's been displayed on the billboard yet, but it's there. And told them, what the requirements were. And I think they contacted you after that, didn't they?
Yep, and we're asking what they can do. And it basically sounds like potentially it's like a lawn mowing service. So I told them the size of the sign they could have for a minor home occupation,
Okay.
which is not that big.
No, and they're friendly about it.
Yeah, they didn't know. I mean,
We all kind of assumed they didn't know it.
Yeah. So that, went well. Another one was about possible rental on Deer Lake. We did send them a letter letting them know that they had to apply for conditional use. Have we heard back from them at all?
yep, I've got the application. I've got it all ready to go. It'll be at the Plan Commission meeting on next month. So we will for sure have a Plan Commission. There was potentially a subdivision coming in too, but if they don't get it in by tomorrow, they'll have to wait the following month just because of the notice requirements.
Yeah.
So,
All right. I think that was it, all that I had. All right, moving on to new business. Item A, consider request from the Polk County Snowmobile / ATV Club to use the town's property at the corner of 160 and 200.
Yeah, my name's Frank Sommerfeld. I'm,
Related to Rick.
what's that?
So do you related to Rick?
Rick Sommerfeld, probably not. Spelling is probably not the same. But,
Thank you, sir.
I'm from, I'm one short, I got one extra one here for you. I live down in Star Prairie.
Okay.
We have got a operation, I don't know if anybody knows how the snowmobile operation works for Polk County. So the Polk County Snowmobile Council has, they get all the funds that come back to Polk County for grooming and maintaining the snowmobile trails. So we have a total of 6 groomers, 6 drags, some other tractors, a bunch of other equipment, and we're located up in Balsam Lake, right in the Balsam Lake town area. So we've been leasing land from them for the last 40 years. And in this so our lease is up, and so then we just found out this last lease that we've got a line item in there saying that we could have a 1-year to exit because of the drainage, the wastewater treatment that they've got there, the open ponds. So if the DNR comes back and tells them they gotta do something different, we're in the property that that they might need, so we might need to leave at some point. So we needed to stick some money into some of our buildings, obviously we're not gonna do that, we lease with them, so we'll still have a lease with them, and it could be 20, 30, 50 years, it doesn't matter, or it could be in a year, we'd have to get out of there. So right now, we're looking at it saying, hey, what kind of options do we have? So we're looking around, and we've got a good option up in Milltown right now, but what we're doing is just doing due diligence. Anywhere on the Gandy, we like to be on the Gandy because we like to put a trailhead on the Gandy, using our parking lot there for public use. We like to be able to get our tractors on and off there. And what we're looking for is a minimum of 2 acres, 2 buildings. One would kind of be what I would call cold storage, that we would just keep all of our equipment in the summertime, just store it there. And then we'd have a heated shop that we could bring a tractor and a drag in. So I just put that together. But again, I'm Frank Sommerfeld. Bob Peterson, Robert Peterson, is actually leading this effort. He just couldn't come tonight. His name and contact info is there. So we're just doing our due diligence, talking to all the townships, talking to all the cities, the villages, and asking if anybody knew of any property that might be adjoining or within a half a mile of the Gandy, that we could get a deal on, because we are trying to also provide a service to the area, to provide access to the Gandy if we were butted up to that, so people could park there.
So you guys absolutely looking to buy versus another lease?
If we were to get a lease, we'd want like a 100-year lease, because
Yeah.
we're gonna stick a lot of money into it, right? So
Yeah.
we looked at this, and we're probably, you guys know what the costs are of everything. I mean, to go in and put a parking lot in, and sewer and water and yada yada, and then you got a couple of sheds, you're into it for 300 grand.
Yeah.
So we'd like to own it.
You want water?
Yeah, we definitely need water.
That didn't get any water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the nearest, yeah, there's no water
There's
on
no
that property
public
now.
water.
Yeah,
We did a well and we didn't get water.
Oh, you tried to put a well there,
Yeah.
and you never got any water there? Okay.
Yep, I think how far down was is it Trap Rock or, I mean, I don't know, I just know they didn't go deep, but it is low. There's good water around that area, but we couldn't get water there.
On that triangular piece of
parcel.
paper? Okay. Yeah, we definitely want water, so. Or, we've even been looking at, does somebody know somebody of a farmer that has can we get 2 acres of an odd corner up against the Gandy that somebody might know, that we could go knock on a door, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're just kind of poking around, asking. And again, it's not urgent. If we did get an eviction notice, and Balsam Lake's been super to work with, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. But if they need to make an upgrade because of a state deal, we're out of there. So we
Okay.
got a year to find something. So at a minimum, we just want to secure the land. We really don't have any need to move to that land anytime soon. We might do it, but if we get the eviction notice, and I don't mean that
Yeah.
No.
then-
mean way, but if we're asked to leave within a year, we got a couple $1 million worth of assets we need to put under shed somewhere,
Okay.
so.
And if something else pops up, would Robert be the guy to contact, or do you want your number someplace, or?
Yeah, just go ahead and give Robert a number.
Okay.
Give him a call or drop him an email or something like
Okay.
that, so. But does anybody have somebody said like Dave Pepper up there, so we're.
That's what, yeah.
Knock
I
on
mean,
his door, he's pretty snowmobile friendly.
Without giving numbers or people's names out in public here on the meeting,
Right.
I think, if somebody wants to contact you offline here, I think we could.
So I do have a couple business cards, why don't I drop them?
Okay.
Bob's, so we do have, just in all disclosure, we're being
Yeah.
very honest with everybody, we're working with the town of Milltown.
Yeah.
There's a little property there that Bob found, it's the old Osceola oil property, butted right up against that back, and it's just been sitting there, and Bob knows the owner, so
Was that you that I sent that email to, or was that Bob? That a chunk of property that was right next to Gandy Dancer that the city of Century owned, or the village of Century owned?
no, you didn't send it to me.
Okay.
I'll go get my card, why don't you forward that to me?
Okay.
Bob's pretty focused on this piece, and it looks like a pretty nice piece.
Yeah.
There's city water and sewer on the north end of the property, so that'd be pretty easy to get to. It's already kind of have a haphazard
Yeah.
parking area there, so it'd just be the building, so we have to pay for the land and it ain't cheap, but really we need to take a look at the offset of that versus the sewer and the water and the parking lot. We already have access, there's already power on a pole there, we'd have to move it, but we definitely save on a lot of the utilities there, so. I apologize, I should have brought up.
That's all right.
Wait, or there's, if you wanted to just write it down here too, and I
Sure, I can
can
do that.
give it to everybody.
Yeah, I've got a nice card too, so I
Oh,
might do that.
Which piece does Centuria have?
I don't know, Steve came up with it and sent me an aerial, he took a picture of his computer and sent it to me and I passed it on, but,
It's to the south of our property, so it's our property, then there's a home, and then it's like a gravel pit or
Oh, yeah.
something that
Oh, yeah.
Thamer is using, I think he piles lime in there,
Mhm.
but it's right there
Oh,
before the
Low
field.
spot.
Not
Do
big.
you know how many acres that is?
It's not big enough, it's
No.
just little, I
The
don't
one
know.
she's talking about ain't big enough.
Yeah, we need 2 acres.
Yeah.
So we just done some kind of a, so for Milltown, we actually went to the village board and we explained to them
Yeah.
exactly what we were looking for. So I laid out kind of a master plan if we just got a greenfield site. So we need about 2 acres by the time you put a 40-car parking lot and then these 2 big sheds in
Yeah.
it, room to get around it, plus a trailhead. And then we'll work with the DNR to make sure that we can get a trailhead put in there, and then we'll see if we can get an outhouse there too. So then
Yeah.
we'll leave that as a kind of a public access to get to there. So it really should help
yeah.
whoever's close to that, because that will draw people from wherever to come and drop the trailer, drop the sleds, leave their, somebody will come rolling through there. So Milltown's pretty excited to help, but it's a B1 zoning there, so they're helping us looking at the zoning before we put earnest money down on that property. But even if we got that property under earnest money, I'm sitting here and I got my cards right in my pocket. But that doesn't mean that we wouldn't also look somewhere, because it's a pretty decent, nice piece of property. It's kind of being donated, kind of not, so
Yeah.
we're paying for it kind of maybe below market value. So we could turn that and make a little bit of money on that. So if we found something a little bit better, we could go for that too.
Okay.
But you got my contact information, yeah, just go ahead and let me know it, I'll forward that on to him.
All right, perfect.
But, yeah, and if you, some names and stuff,
Yeah.
but really the only one that we're really going after right now is Dave,
Okay.
and we haven't been able to catch up with him, so. But again, nothing critical, but we wanna get out ahead of it, and at least have the land secured.
Yeah, it's good that you're looking ahead of time,
Yeah. And actually, this has been in our lease the whole time, and we never knew it.
Oh,
The lease is just up, and Bob actually was reading through it, and was like, what's this mean? And they asked him, holy crap, that's
Yeah.
pretty serious. And we were about ready to stick a bunch of money in it,
okay.
lifting the roofs and stuff, and we're like, well, I don't think we wanna do that here, so.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in and explaining.
Yeah, I appreciate it, thank you. I will excuse myself,
Yeah.
thank you.
On to item B, approval of easement agreement, at 2201 US Highway 8.
You can move past this one, they did not get the information to me again.
Perfect.
I spoke to them on the phone and both the buyer and seller's attorney made a call and they were gonna send me stuff and they haven't, so.
All right,
I guess we'll
well,
just
these-
hold it over till next month.
These people didn't drive 3 hours each way this time.
I sent them a separate email saying we are again putting this on the agenda in case we have something, and she said she would be following up with her attorney to find out if she needs to be here.
Okay. Good plan.
Trying to be proactive.
All right. Item C, appoint plan commission members with resolution 2420. 2 members up.
Did you talk to both of the members
Oh, wait a
that?
minute here.
Yeah, but I'm on, so what we had 2 members up.
Yep.
We're moving our
One of-
our alternate to a regular position and reappointing the other one.
Well, possibly.
Oh,
Did we talk to the other one that's being reappointed to make sure they want to do it? I think attendance was, so I just know that attendance was a
Yes.
question.
or,
Yeah, so if they're not making all the meetings, do they still want, did we ask if they want to do it, or should we hold off and ask if they want to do it?
I can
we
ask him.
can hold off, or we can put it on here, and if he doesn't wanna do it, we just have to appoint somebody else when we find him.
Is it easier to not put him in then?
Doesn't matter, it's really a
Well,
horse apiece.
it's easier if we don't put them in now versus trying to,
Remove him
Remove
by
him.
4. Oh, I see what you're saying.
I make a
Versus
motion
asking
to-
him.
Well, hold on, he could just resign if he doesn't want to, and then get reappointed to the alternate member.
okay,
No,
but
I-
that's if he's not happy, right?
Yeah.
But if we're disappointed that they don't make meetings,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
then it's easier, then we don't have to wait for the 2 years to run out, correct?
That is correct.
I make a motion to move the alternate up to a regular board plan commission member and
That's-
postpone just the one
Is
for
the
now.
alternate your husband?
Happens to be, but I know that he came to every
Oh,
meeting
she
as
should
the
make it
alternate.
conflict of
You
interest.
Oh, I
you
can't.
Withdraw that motion.
Yeah, I
Let's
withdraw
have
that
someone else
motion.
do that.
Sorry. I'm just kidding.
Would anybody like to make a motion?
Jeremy.
We do have a
I think this
meeting
is like
next
the
month.
perfect motion for Brent. First one.
What if I don't want to?
So you don't have to.
Just kidding.
So we're not, I mean, we can just talk now, can't we?
Absolutely.
Sure.
I just know that Jeremy came to every meeting except for he might have missed one and but always voted because there was always somebody gone, but he was at all the meetings. So he had mentioned,
So was
hey, can
Kyle
I just
always
be
gone,
on
or
it?
was it a mixture of people
Both.
gone?
But
There
I
was
mean, if you guys
couple
don't
that
want to
were
put it on,
gone.
it's fine too.
Most of the time.
And who wants to stay?
So that's why we only want to do the one right now because I don't think either of them had great attendance. I'm not 100% for sure on the two that are up, neither of them had great attendance.
The
So
one's
maybe
not gonna get renewed, and I've let them know that.
okay, so this one,
He's not getting renewed.
correct. And then if we didn't check with Gus, all I'm saying is it's easier to not, if we can wait and put him in next month if he for sure wants to and is gonna be at meetings.
Or see if he wants to go back to the alternate.
Go to
since
the-
he occasionally
Yeah.
misses.
Yes. Nothing against
But
any of
we'll have
them.
no alternates, so find some people.
Yeah, we are,
Okay, now I'm up to speed.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so Kyle's going to alternate,
No.
no.
or he's not going to nowhere?
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Or we just can
I'm-
wait on the whole thing too,
Huh?
till nine.
I was just gonna make a motion for him.
Oh, just kidding.
Okay.
I make a motion for, we move Jeremy to a permanent position on the planning commission for 3-year term.
Is it 2 years or 3 years?
They're 3 years.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Expiring June 30th, 2027.
Yep, so approved 24-20 with just Jeremy.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
And,
Aye.
okay, Brent, Will,
Oh, I thought you said Brent.
oh, no, I was doing my little roll call, you're
Oh.
fine, I'm talking out loud, you're fine.
Yes.
Will, Katie,
I'm out.
oh, that's right. And Jeremy?
Yes.
Mike,
Aye.
4-0 with Katie abstaining.
All right, perfect. Next item is item D, Board of Adjustment members.
I did contact both of them and both of them said yes.
That's funny, because I called the one's spouse today and he said yes for her.
No, I did right after the meeting, I said.
I wasn't sure, so I wanted to make sure.
Good job.
Double yes.
Yes.
Approve resolution 24-21.
And then
Yes.
nobody has any other names
I'll
to
second
throw
it.
in? Oh, you did, okay.
Roll call, please.
Hold on. All right, Katie, Will,
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Mike.
Aye.
So we still need a couple of alternates, is what you're saying?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so we need names for that.
Yeah, and this
Still.
doesn't meet very often.
They might have done one time last year, I
For
think.
what?
One
Three.
fall.
Alternates.
Planning Commission or Board
Board of Adjustment.
Adjustment.
How many are we short?
Three.
Two
Or
three.
one.
alternates.
We're
Board of
short
Adjustment.
one regular member
One
and
reg-
two alternates.
Conversations
I know.
going here.
Yeah.
But we are short planning commission too, though,
We're
right?
both short.
Okay.
Is there a conflict of interest if you're on commission or board to the board of,
So you wanna get on the planning commission? No.
no, it's to the,
Board of Review. Or
not
the.
Board of Adjustment.
Board of
adjustments.
Can't do both.
You can't do both, okay, that was,
Because the Board of Adjustments hears appeals from time to time of, you can't hear your own decision.
okay.
Okay. On to item E, license approval for bartenders.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2422.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Will,
Yes.
Brent,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Mike.
Aye. Before we jump to item F, did you want to review?
Yep, so after the last meeting, I was reading the, Wisconsin Towns Association magazine, so it's not the one that just came out, it was the one before. And, it was talking about, which I knew there was a bunch of money, our state shared revenue had increased drastically. In 2023, we received $14,826.18. I got a notification, so we knew we budgeted 64,600, so I think it's just either right over that or right under it that we'll be getting this year. It went up 50,000. The whole purpose of that was to help with EMS and fire. However, the legislation, and Adam, if I say this wrong, please correct me, it wasn't it still is up to the towns. So they didn't say you had to spend it on that, but that was what the intent was. So you still have your choice of where to put this money. So I know that the question.
Sort of,
Okay,
sort of. There's, in your article at the very bottom of that page, there's 5 different things you can spend it on the first page.
Oh,
First column,
okay.
First column. You can
Yes.
spend it on public works, and you can spend it
Yep.
on the justice system, and you can spend it on police and fire and EMS. You cannot spend it on administrative costs.
right, so the roads, but anyway, so we built that into our budget last year, so that helped our road, but technically, we won't be taking away from what you guys asked of the electors for the roads by increasing your fire service, because we are getting it here. So you went to the electors and said,
But
you
at the end
wanted
of the
this
day, we're
much.
gonna be working with less money in the roads, no matter where it comes from.
Right, but you're not, technically you could have, I'm throwing a hairball out there, but somebody who knew about this could come in and say, well, so since you're using this 50,000 for the roads, then decrease the levy 50,000. You know what I mean? You asked for that dollar amount, but I know what you're saying. And it is still all a bucket, but I know it was brought up, where are we coming with the roads? Well, this money came in, is new this year. So, on top of what you requested as a levy increase. So I just wanna throw that out there.
Does that continue? That's going forward?
Uh-huh, yep. And well, you never know what the legislation will do. But I had done this for you. This
How much was it?
We received $14,826 last year. That's what we were receiving. It bumped up about 50,000 to 64,600.
Okay.
So, but I had done this for
Yeah.
you. Cause I know you had brought it up.
Thank you.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, here's a question, at the end of the day, the money is the money.
Right.
But depending on what happens with this fire contract, that we're already approved and have that, that could be applied towards.
Yes, that can be applied toward it.
Okay.
We're getting it no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's but it's intended, but you also last year asked for so much money for the roads. So this fire contract isn't coming out of what you asked to increase the levy for the roads.
Correct, but that could. So it again, it's all at the end of the day, but okay, perfect.
Yep.
Just how we,
How
Yep,
we
got it.
earmark things.
yeah, okay.
Yep.
Fantastic. Did you guys meet with?
We didn't, I was able to have a brief phone conversation with them today,
Okay.
so.
So like, how in depth, do we have to be in closed session? Can we talk like in depth on stuff like this now?
Okay, I wanna make sure that we're talking,
It's not on the agenda, you can't go into closed session.
Okay.
no, but we kinda got two things that are
Mhm.
coming together and blending, and I think that that's where a lot of confusion comes. There's the fire agreement for coverage of the town of St. Croix with the city of St. Croix. That has nothing to do with the possible merger of Centuria and Milton,
Yeah, I don't even care about,
okay,
Or our new map.
or our new map. So the
They're
map
two
doesn't
separate.
have anything to do with.
well, I guess I'd like to talk about both, but I don't
Go
wanna
ahead.
commingle
Go ahead.
them. You know what I mean? So you started, go ahead with your conversation.
Thanks, Will.
I mean, I gladly will, but You talked to him, I didn't.
No, so I mean, I talked to him today. He said it was too much to really discuss over the phone, and he would email me all the numbers and whatnot. The way I interpreted what he said, it was kind of a starting point with what was proposed.
I wanna let you finish, but I mean, Jeremy and I met with him also. And what do you mean by a starting point?
Well, I interpret it as being negotiable.
Okay.
And he, I mean, the way we left the conversation, I asked him if he would be okay coming to a meeting with whoever wanted to hear or listen or talk or say their piece, but, you
So
know,
should we approve or make a motion in a second before we talk about this, or does it not matter? Okay.
you're fine.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, the way we left it, I do want to meet with him in person, and I can't speak for anybody else, but, I mean, there's lots of moving parts to all of this all of a sudden.
How so?
Well, how the township has got 2 separate fire departments currently.
Mm-hmm.
Say one gains or loses something, how are we gonna put that into a budget number? As far as, are they willing to cover more, cover less?
Yeah, they said with that price that they're proposing, that they would cover it, the whole town of St. Croix.
Okay. So then, if that were to be the case, we would owe Centurion nothing.
Correct.
I think we should, I mean, I just feel that it's a lot of money and it's probably it's just hard to swallow, at the end, 98,000, I'm just gonna use that. If we could shave that down to, I don't know, my opinion, 85, 90, and then have them cover all of St. Croix. This is where we're kind of commingling here. Cover all of St. Croix Falls, redo the map. Centuria has a village. We don't have nothing with Centuria. My concern with Centuria and Milltown, what's gonna happen down the road? In my opinion, the professionalism isn't there. I'd rather be with St. Croix. I feel like whatever money we give them, it's
Give who?
Centuria. It's not in our best interest. I don't think we're getting more bang for our buck with St. Croix Falls.
Okay.
So in my mind, no different than this is in my mind, we saved 10,000 from Centuria, but we're giving it to St. Croix. But at the end of the day, we're spending maybe not as much. I think right now we're spending 36,000, round numbers, is way too cheap. Easily double that, 72, this is, but before we meet with Joel, maybe we should what's everybody's feelings on dollars? I mean, I know you guys are
I worked
in
the
a tough
numbers
spot.
I worked the numbers backward, and we would be at it was like 117,000, we would have done it the right way from back in, so we're still under what it should have been. I'm not saying I'm the one that voted yes on this amount, I don't disagree, it's a lot of money, we gotta figure it out, but I did work them backwards from 2013, and we're still lower at this amount than what we would be with no 5% increases after that. So we kind of worked it backwards, and it's still, it's reasonable. I'm not saying we have to pay that much, but this is reasonable. I'm not saying we shouldn't negotiate, but doing it backwards, this is a fairish number, if that makes sense.
And I guess for me, I don't know what other townships pay. It's hard.
Did you look at the information I sent out?
I didn't
The,
get it.
The sheet that said, I'll make you a copy of it quick. Nope.
I didn't put it in the packet, I don't think, but a lot like
Oh, it was in a
Allied
separate email.
and like Milltown,
Yeah,
they do it on an assessed value.
right. So does
So
Stratford.
I sent out to everybody,
But they're an association.
Yes, they're an association, so they all
Okay.
own, but they're an assessed value. So I just, because Steve Palmer had asked me years ago to do that,
Yeah.
and I felt like the split, you know, basically, when I went through this, the city, if you take the city's assessed value and our assessed value,
We're at
how did I figure this all out?
50-some%.
Yeah, I mean,
53.
basically, if you take the total assessed value, we should be paying 52.51% of the budget.
However,
However, then, that's total assessed value. Then I figured out just the assessed value of improvements, meaning buildings. This city is 57.34% and we're 42.66%. Now, the only thing, I just took those, something to keep in mind is that I did not include our tax exempt property, the values of our tax exempt property, or the values of the city's tax exempt properties. So that 42.66 that is our responsibility would come down a little bit. So I really think it's in line with what they're proposing. I mean, because they've got the schools, the church, you know, any churches and the hospital. We've got, you know, I mean, so you do have to bring that in. So that would bring down it would increase theirs and bring down our 42%. But I still don't think it's out of line with the 30. So I just wanted
With the
to,
thirds,
these were
yeah.
quick numbers. I
No,
just wanted you guys
that's
to
really
see.
good numbers.
And I want you, because I wanted you to have it before you met with them, because if you threw
Yeah.
that out, I didn't
Yeah.
want you guys to, you know.
to be sugar.
Yeah,
So Brent, did you get that email?
No, I didn't get it, I tried logging in here.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
I
make a
can't.
copy for Brent of that. Do you mind? Just
No.
real quick,
You're
so
right,
you
it
both
was a
have it.
separate email, I remember now.
So if they charge on their assessed value, we should,
We're at 50%. We're at 52%.
but if they say a dollar amount per thousand assessed value, then we should be able to see if that was the formulation that the city used, or just as a comparison for, like, what would we be paying if we paid the association's fees? Are we paying way more or way less?
If you went to association, though, you'd have to find somebody to be associated with.
That's right,
you know.
I'm just saying, like, for a comparison of another township,
Yeah.
like,
that's all I was looking for is a comparison.
Thank you.
Just
like, if, I don't know. Based on our assessed value.
But even if you did compare it to that, who else are you gonna have?
No, it's just a number,
You know,
a
yeah.
reference number.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
I'm trying to think if anybody said numbers.
I mean, all the good firefighters on the department live in the town. Maybe you should just have a town fire department and the city can pay you.
Then we get it funded.
I'm just kidding.
I look at it as, that's like, the cost of that's like one house fire.
Yeah, that was
Did
the
you
other
give us
example.
numbers for
That's-
that one?
I know.
Last month? I thought you did,
That
so.
was, yeah. Okay, so.
That's how I look at numbers, but
I know, I agree.
that's, that's
That's
something.
what opened my eyes.
Township owns that.
So we don't like have a contract with Centuria, right?
No, and I have never, through all the records I've gone through, I have never found one.
So
just
basically, the
had a
money we give them
resolution.
every year is just a contribution.
There used to be a resolution, that one went, but yeah, we just contribute
Okay.
10,000 a year.
So I mean,
But they had an area that they were to cover first.
Right, they do have an area, yep.
well, they can keep their area if they want to, we just ain't gonna contribute, I mean, if they get mad, but. I just think, let's try to keep
The
things
point of it.
simple.
Yeah.
This town of St. Croix Falls is with the city for fire, so anything that happens within the township,
The
You-
town would get paid, or the city would
Correct.
get paid straight away.
correct. Yes, it's gonna be right on their back door, you know, that's what they're, what, how do you, gotta draw a line somewhere.
On that, so Town of Apple River Fire Department is in range. Across the street is the town of Beaver, literally across the street from the fire hall. The village of Turtle Lake covers all of the town of Beaver. So theoretically, the town of Apple River Fire Department is 1 minute away.
Yep.
Like if, what's that bar? The straight eight bar.
Yeah.
If the straight eight bar lights on fire, we can wave to them in our fire hall while they're waiting for Turtle Lake, but Turtle Lake is their primary. Now, we would get paged to it as
Right.
a mutual aid, but that, it's not totally uncommon that those
But you're always
boundaries
gonna have
happen that
that
way.
line, you're always, it's.
You are.
It's somewhere. It's gonna be somewhere.
So do you guys still wanna meet with them?
I do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess
So we're gonna hold off on the contract, and are you saying you want to do the map again, make another
I
map?
want-
even though
I
we
think
just
we
did
should
one?
hold off on the map.
Hold off on the
We know that
contract.
the city will cover all of the town. I think we need to decide whether, do you guys wanna sign the contract or not with them?
The only question I have is we should put some language in there for that.
Yes, that was a verbal
So
commitment from the city.
we should put in the contract if, it says these sections, it lays out the sections, but if
That was yeah, and that was just for,
those sections that we
Yeah.
are, but we should have something, don't you feel, if they're willing to commit to that?
In the contract.
To
that
have
says-
that say that
All.
it may be
All.
amended, the section,
I
something,
would
you'll
just-
have to help me with
Couldn't you just
that.
simplify it and say all of the town of St. Croix?
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah.
okay. Okay.
So a meeting will take place, and then you guys will come up with another number, is what you're thinking?
Did you say you wanted Joel to come here, or do you wanted to meet with him in person at the
It's
city?
up to,
If,
As long as
If it's
there's only
just two of you, you can do it without a meeting, you can just go sit with Joel.
does
If it's
anybody
three, then
else
you have to
want
call a meeting.
I mean, you've probably seen.
No, if you and Will go, that's fine.
it don't matter. I guess that's why we kinda thought, if we all wanna be there,
I mean,
then we
if we're,
should.
if we're negotiating and stuff, does
Yeah.
that have to be in closed session?
Doesn't have to be, it can be though.
That would
Is that
fall
what you're
under four,
wanting,
is
is that
it?
what you're wanting
Yeah,
to negotiate? Cause then I,
But if it's just the two
yeah,
and Joel, then it doesn't have to be a noticed meeting at all.
but if we go to 3,
Then you have to have a noticed meeting.
I mean, I
You
wouldn't
could do it
want
in closed
necessarily you
session.
guys to negotiate without money.
Or are you there more for
I don't-
information on where they're getting numbers from and how they're coming up with it?
See all the above.
To come back and
But
give a
see,
counter
that
offer.
was when you and I met with him, he explained that to us,
Yeah.
and how he got to the number.
I feel comfortable with how I got to the numbers, but
I guess
I know the cost of it.
I feel more, I feel differently now, especially when he made, hey, it's a starting point. Okay, to me, that's like, let's make an offer. If we can save a few bucks.
So do you wanna just counter
Yeah,
what he
'cause then
sent without
I
meeting
got
with
a
him, or
number I
you?
wanna counter with. I mean, you're happy with this price, or you wanna counter with a number?
I'm okay either way, I know how they got to this number and I'm comfortable with it,
Okay,
and
okay.
I worked them backwards, like I said,
Yep,
so it's,
yep. So anything we can save,
I'm not opposed to countering.
that's what I mean, anything, I don't know, that was.
I kinda look at, if we're gonna, yeah, I mean, they agreed to cover more area
Yes,
than they were before. I mean, granted, it's only gonna be a few calls, but, I don't know, I think it's hard to say, here, I want you to do more for me, but I want you to pay you less,
No, I hear what you're saying.
So do you wanna counter with less but increase faster?
Yeah,
Instead of
That's
increase
what I was
over 5
thinking.
years, increase over 3 years?
yeah,
I mean, ultimately, there's three people that are gonna vote on it, if you guys recuse again.
Yeah.
These two are the two that have been uncomfortable.
Yep.
I would suggest, they just sit down with Joel, you two work out a deal with him that you're comfortable with. It sounds like Katie's gonna be comfortable wherever, so long as Joel doesn't go up,
Yeah.
right,
and then we just approve it at the next meeting. Cause then you two are on board. If you guys have time to
Yeah,
have
we'll make
that
the time.
meeting with him.
yeah. I guess after last month, we were gonna meet with them, and then a few things aspired from Centuria and the drama there, and I'm like, okay, let's let this play out a little bit, you know, and guess I don't like where that's going, so.
So at this point, the contract with St. Croix Falls, we're at all town property. Okay, so that's the first thing, and we'll get that in writing. And then the number here's our number, but you wanna get to this number faster than 5 years?
It's a negotiation.
It's a negotiation.
A lower number
A lower
faster.
number, but why do we need,
Gotcha, some more money right now,
yeah.
but less overall. I missed that, missed part of that, okay. So
I
I'm
don't-
comfortable.
That's just my idea.
If you
And
guys
maybe
want
the
to
numbers
negotiate
don't-
with him, I'm comfortable letting you guys do that unless if we want to, if we do, all three of us, we have to have the meeting, notices, all the things. But I'm okay with the number that was proposed
Okay,
for all of the town. If you guys can get that number,
and
Little
maybe
prettier.
we'll sit with Joel
perfect.
Could we just
and
do
the
a,
mud will be clear and.
could we just do a special meeting here with the closed session? Is that too much work for
That's-
this?
But we still have
You can,
notices,
for sure.
timeframes, which is fine, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I guess I'd,
I still gotta recuse myself, but I'm staying.
I would
but at
still-
least
I
these
guess
guys
I'd
could
rather
sit
do
in
it.
on the conversation,
We
right?
can, we still have,
With Joel?
yeah.
And I think you wanna, that's where you kinda wanna be, it's up to you.
Yeah.
So is everybody around in the next 2 weeks, that if we set up a meeting at some point, be it daytime, nighttime, what do we need to do if that's the case? That's the hard thing, because we have no idea what he'll say yes or no to.
Do you want me to see if he was available next Wednesday?
Sure.
I'm not gonna text him right now, but.
Okay,
You around?
Yeah,
Are we
next
around?
Wednesday, the 24th, I'll see if he's available, or you guys can see if he's available too, I mean.
Let me see if,
Next rainy day, how will?
We ain't gonna have one now when we want one. Yeah, next Wednesday should work.
so ideally the 24th, 6 PM or?
Well, is that enough time for notice?
I work,
Yeah, if I get it
Well, how are you
Friday.
doing?
24 hours is all you need.
So if we have it next.
What day works for you?
Wednesday, can we vote on it
23rd or the
and finalize it then
25th?
too?
Yeah, I can post it that way.
25th is fine, are you guys good with the 25th?
Yeah,
What day is that?
Thursday.
That's fine.
Next Thursday, the 25th. I'm gonna put it down for 6
Horseful,
yeah,
for right now.
trying to do like,
6 o'clock.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And ideally, do you guys wanna go into closed session to negotiate? Do you?
I think so.
And then we'll have open session, return to open session and approve no, you don't think they should approve the contract next?
No, they can't, I'm sorry, I was shaking my head.
I'm like, oops, am I
So we
doing?
can approve it next Thursday as
Yeah,
well?
you'll come out of closed and approve it.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll
So
have
you
it,
can
I'll
have a
have it
resolution.
posted that
Yeah,
way too.
okay.
I mean, if we didn't post it that way, then you
Yep, I'm
could.
fine with that.
Okay.
Yep.
Mike, can you and I work on, can you reach out to him and,
Yep.
and we'll work to get that, okay, make sure everything's a go, okay. Okay,
And if that date doesn't work, I can't create a text chain, cause I know that that's trouble. But I mean, how
Well, what
do,
other
Oh.
date?
how do we
works for
pick
you?
an alternate
That's
date?
good.
The
My niece is
23rd.
Okay, so the 23rd is second choice.
Yeah.
you will be, you just work the 24th, not the 23rd, okay.
Okay.
I'm putting
I'll
all
just
of my
make it
calendar.
happen.
Okay.
You want,
Okay,
can we flip flop that, make the 23rd our first choice? Sure. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you?
It's always one.
Yeah.
There's always
Always
one.
Fine.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's do that. It's better for the numerical.
And we're gonna do that here?
23rd or the 25th?
Yeah,
Yes.
here.
I
Yeah.
maybe let him know that the point is to
Sign
approve
the
it that
contract.
night.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that will entice him to make it work.
I guess my thought process, by giving more money sooner and all that, it might help their budget too. I don't know. But if it saves us more money by prolonging it, you know, I didn't sit down and break it all out, you know?
Do that before the negotiation.
Yeah. I'm just saying, sometimes you drag stuff out and it's like, just cut to the chase and,
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright, we good on?
Good
rip the
chat,
Band-Aid
guys,
off.
good chat.
Alright, item G, continued discussion and approval for additional road work projects. Did we decide how much money we have sitting?
Did I not print that out?
No,
I went back and tried to find it, but
I can't believe I didn't print it out.
I was more or less trying to find what we carried over, but I saw it last month.
Well, I saw in the budget, it was like 86,000 left.
Yeah.
On page
Yep.
45,
Yeah.
did you guys get 45?
no,
So it's at the end of all the notice, it's on that,
Yeah, we got
that
45.
attachment.
Yep.
There
Okay.
is,
That's it.
185.
what, oh, yeah. 185, 944.
No,
yeah,
260, 944. Cause we had the carryover.
So when you look at the end of the year, we have $75,000 more in '23 than our 6-month, what we've kind of come up with as a 6-month safe number. And then we didn't build that into the budget. So that was there, so that's why I'm adding it. And then if you look at, so when we looked at projects this spring, we just looked at 125th and pavement, because we wanted to get it done. And the double chip seal was carried over from last year.
Well, we paved 160th too.
Not this year.
Fairground.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that was.
we just paid sunshine down there.
Yeah,
Fairgrounds.
fairgrounds.
Fairgrounds to the city limits and then 125th.
Yeah. Alright, I don't know,
So like I said, there, we didn't do any, have anything set. I thought we were gonna come back and look, are we gonna chip seal or whatever,
yeah,
but it
yeah.
sounds like chip sealing, I say we, you guys, I don't mean to include me. It sounds like the
We,
board
the
needs to,
town.
yeah, we the town. The board needs to, it sounds like because they want all those numbers so early, it sounds like we almost have to do that in the fall for the next year. So we're
Yes.
out of luck this year.
We have to schedule oil in the spring.
And it's really early, isn't it?
It's like March.
So you almost need it January, February to make
But
that
I would rather
decision.
do it in the fall when we can see roads
Yep.
well.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
And-
So anyway, but it sounds like we kind of missed that, but that's probably why.
We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some extra.
Now granted, this is gonna cover the mailboxes, the shouldering, which you can see what we've spent year to date. I think all the mailboxes are paid for, but no money has been, very little has been paid out for shouldering. And it sounds like we have a lot of shouldering around the town that even needs to get
Yeah,
done.
there's more out there. And 180th isn't sheltered yet either, the 100-foot pieces. Both ends, there's gonna be a few more loads there too.
So, I mean, like I said,
The sheet you sent was shouldering? Those, the 11 loads was shouldering or what was?
No,
that
that's
was-
blade
That's
patching.
blade patching, okay.
There's a lot more than that shoulder.
What's it roughly cost us to do a mile shouldering? How many loads?
Trying to think if we've done a mile, everything's shorter or longer.
Or a half mile, I can just double it.
Probably 16 to 18,
Mm.
depends on how,
No, I know,
Loads?
I'm just trying to put a value on it, we got,
Is it a $300 load or how much?
I don't even remember what it is now, is for something, a yard?
I don't know what,
Yeah.
I don't know
So
what.
does it go by the
that-
yard or does it go by
Well,
weight?
he goes by the yard, cause he doesn't have scale up there, so it's 5 yards per bucket with that loader.
Okay,
And he lets us load them, so they're heaped.
okay, we gotta talk about that later too.
So, will 5 yards do about a half a mile?
No,
no,
Yards and
5 loads maybe.
5 loads.
So how far does your, how
So one
far do you think you
bucket
get out of the truck?
It's 5 yards.
on one side, probably 200 yards,
It's like
250
3
yards
buckets.
per load. So that'd be like on fairgrounds, I don't know, we use like 10 loads, 11 loads down there, something like that.
I was just trying to put a dollar figure
it's
to what
15
we can
yards,
budget,
you're
is
saying
what I
you're
was trying.
Oh,
Like, is it
so,
40,000?
okay.
Yeah, is it, we talking 20,000, 40,000, right?
Yeah.
You're at $75.
What do you think? Dollar wise, what do you think it's,
Per mile?
no, well, what's a budget number for us? How much are we expecting to pay Taylor yet?
There's around 35 loads, I'd have to figure it's 15 yards a load. I mean, I'd have to see the exact price per load, but I think it's like $5 or something yard.
How much?
$80 a load then?
Yeah,
Yeah,
say
I'm not
$5 a
exactly
yard.
sure.
$5 a yard, right?
It's something like that.
Okay, $5 a yard, so 15
And I don't,
bucks.
and like, I might be getting yards
That
at times,
seems
because I
really
always
cheap.
go
Yeah,
tons
I
down
agree.
here.
I was
He's
gonna
not-
say,
Because
that
you're not
doesn't
truck,
seem
he's
like-
not paying for trucking, he's just
Yeah.
paying for
Yeah,
the
but
material.
no, even for the gravel, $5 a yard, no way.
It's probably per ton. But see, the messed up part is he charges by the yard. And I haven't seen his billing sheet this spring, have you?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Alright, so we gotta figure out how we're getting charged, how much a truckload of gravel cost.
Do you want me to look and see what I've got from last year, or
Sure.
do you want me to take the time, or do you guys keep talking?
$500 per,
Is there enough money to pulverize and pave?
Not, well, maybe some, but not a mile.
Or maybe there's enough to pave,
Pave what?
180th.
Oh,
that's not right.
yeah,
It's already been pulverized.
yeah, no, this year should be enough for them.
Hmm?
This year?
Yeah. What?
Well, we gotta spend money, yeah.
Yeah,
Or another shorter road that's getting bad would be if you went at the McKenzie straight across towards Long Lake. That's not even a half a mile stretch there too. You could probably, without pulverizing 180th, even if you had to pulverize that piece, you probably get a load.
I was trying to look for that. Where, is that in front of Revline? Or Revline East? Where's it? I went on that road. I couldn't find what you were talking about.
On the.
Going east, straight across from McKinsey's, going
Yeah,
to the,
once you get through the valley,
Yep.
when you turn out to the sewer plant, when there's a driveway that goes back to that company.
that's Revline, yep.
Okay, from there to the stop sign is ours.
What do we wanna do there?
Well, you could, that would be a good candidate for paving. But I mean, it's, I don't know if you looked at it, it's starting, the top layer's peeling off it.
but we gotta pulverize it.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
I
would be
think
a
we
half
got-
a mile, so that'd be
Yeah, it works
about
for us.
8,000.
I agree.
And then you
So-
have 180, it's already pretty much prepped, all they have to do is grade both ends, it's already prepped.
So to pave 180th, that should be pretty cheap, cause we don't have to pulverize it. I mean,
It's
we already,
cheap, but yeah, it's gonna be
One,
80
it's
now.
gonna be
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah,
Which
a lot
is
cheaper than a mile.
yeah, but
He,
But add them two together, you got 1 mile of paving.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But not really,
But that's
because we're only
just
paying for
the
half the
installation.
pulverizing.
yeah.
Yes.
So you're still like 200 though?
No, we
You'd
should
be
be
way
under
less.
that.
Okay, you feel the one east of where we just talked is worse than 208 over here? 210?
To me, the south end of 210th is bad. And the reason I say that's because it's alligatored. It's gonna come apart next spring, the spring after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think that
Okay.
one's way worse than over
Yeah,
there.
well, I'm just looking at a short piece. That's almost a mile if we did that over there. And you're up to
Did you just do
normal
from
cost.
140th to Fairgrounds? That's not that long.
But if you did that, you're still missing almost the worst spot between Fairgrounds and Fairgrounds, that little
Yeah,
piece in the.
that's the worst.
Yeah,
Okay, but we gotta pay for next year too, right? We're gonna cover a mile next year.
yes.
So that'd be a good candidate for next year. For this year, we're looking at a couple short roads to finish out our budget, right?
And you
Is that
can pick a half a
Yeah,
mile
we were
one
just
of those
wondering if-
roads, but
If 210th was a better candidate, but.
Was 210th on our next year for the 5-year plan?
it's in the 5-year plan, right? I believe it is for the
For
2025.
25, okay.
But I would say in the spring, you may relook at that, because the northern part of 200th,
Yep, it's .8
it's
of a
kind of like
mile.
a flip-flop between the from 170th to 180th, the County Road I on 200th and 210th. The northern half of 210th, I would say, would be rated lower or higher than 200th Street. So in my opinion, I would do the southern half of 210th from Fairgrounds, one that goes towards his farm, to 140 first. And maybe the north end of 210, or 200th. Because they're about the same. That
Because
one
we have
on
enough to, in our budget now to pave 2 miles a year.
Yes, that's what I was saying, if you split, and instead of doing whole 210th in 1 year, because the middle of 210th is good, from 150th back to Fairgrounds, we did that a few years ago.
Right?
So the northern part wouldn't be a mile, it'd be less.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
.8.
no, it would be a mile, because it goes from 150 to 160th, but there is a quarter mile in the middle that's brand new.
So Are we better off, did it do a better job paving when we pulverized in the fall? Like, I know we took a lot of grief from 125th, but at the end of the day, was it better? Like 180th, I think it's a lot better letting that sit, now we go up and pave it.
I think it packs in way better than.
I do too.
If you, but we've seen that on other roads too, that we had to let sit just because of timing of from the pavement company.
5,230 at a mile?
What, 5,280?
Shoulder.
280, thank you, per mile.
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't see it, I wasn't.
That's
right on.
per site.
So,
Times 2.
140th to Fairgrounds Road is 4,000 feet.
okay.
So,
Okay, so it was, last year they billed us for, they don't have yards or tons, they just have $7.97 quantity, and it's $14.25.
That'd be per yard.
yeah, it ain't no
Yeah, 'cause
$5 a
there's-
yard.
No, that's probably $5 a ton. There's what?
Well,
So say those numbers again?
Tons or 2.5
So
tons in a yard.
$14.25 is what was the rate last year per yard.
Per yard.
And there's 15 yards in a truck.
5 yards in a truck, I thought you said.
No, 5 yards in a bucket.
bucket.
5, oh, sorry. Okay. So,
But what's our truck, how many,
350.
how many yards is our truck rated for without being
16.
overweight? 16 yards without being overweight.
Yes, but on chipstone, we can't get 16 in there because of the voids. You overflow both sides at 16. So today we're running 15 in it, around 15.
How come did I write 250 yards per load?
I don't know,
That's really, okay, so you're saying 15 yards per load.
15 yards per load.
and our truck holds 3 loads,
Three buckets.
buckets.
but a bucket is,
5 yards.
5 yards.
so our truck holds
So 3
15.
times 5 is
15
15.
yards.
So 45 bucks.
20 ton.
So
You guys run full when you,
one truck is $213.
When we're at Trap Rock, they weigh
No.
some, we're right, they do
yeah,
not overload.
but like when we shoulder from Taylor, you load yourself or what?
Yeah, usually. We
Yeah.
put 3 scoops every time.
Okay.
What? I don't know if you looked at it, but that stuff's been wet. If you go much over that, it's like soup.
No, I
It
know,
just ooze out
I
the
know.
truck.
Yeah, no, we just wanna make sure that we weren't overloading the truck as
Well, and
well.
I've been running the tags too, at least going to the job site.
Yeah,
But
So
yeah,
is the question how much money we want to spend on shouldering?
well, we
Well,
have
you
more
have to
shouldering left
shoulder.
to do. Yeah, if we don't shoulder, we're wrecking our new pavement.
We're
Okay.
trying to figure out
What
what's
we
the
can
load
pay.
cost us. So we know, is it gonna be $10,000 or $40,000 of shouldering, you know?
What'd you say?
Okay, so a
It's
bucket
180.
is 3 yards.
Sorry, $180 a truck.
Okay, and it takes 10 trucks to do half
I used
one
11 trucks on fairgrounds.
on one side.
No, that was 11 trucks there and
Okay.
20-some trucks on the other road.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out, you
Yeah.
know, how many miles we got, we can throw a value on,
Right.
so
Was
we,
the 20-some trucks 1 mile both sides of the road?
Yes.
okay.
When like
It
125th
matters up
Avenue,
to
you
me.
only had 3 inches drop
Yeah.
and it was nice asphalt,
Yeah.
except for a couple of narrow areas. And that goes a long ways when you only have a little taper.
Yeah,
4,000 a mile then.
Yep.
okay.
So are we coming back the next year to fill in more on top of it? after
There's
it's settled?
probably 4 areas I'm gonna have to put more on 125th.
160th.
It's just maintenance.
Yeah, well, every
Spot.
year I have to touch
Fill it.
up a couple spots on 160th.
Yeah, we aren't gonna have to do the whole road again.
No, I was just wondering as far as. you know,
So
they
figure
compact
15 or
after
20 grand.
one
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say that, what, 20 grand of gravel
Per mile.
for
The year.
a year.
Okay.
Isn't
Alright,
it that
4,000 a mile. we
So
pay
we're
for-
discussing what we're gonna do with,
225,000.
Okay. so,
What was that mile of asphalt?
say that again?
How much is a mile of asphalt to pave? No,
238.
Wasn't it
no, no, without,
230?
we already ground it.
Oh, yeah, I know, but it's.
I think it's 230 for the asphalt and like 10,000 for a mile of, 9,000 for a mile of pulverizing,
Pulverizing.
depending on the depths.
So we have enough to do about a mile of road left. right?
Mhm.
So what do you wanna pave?
I vote 180th, but
Okay.
How long is that?
it's a short mile, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
It's not even half a mile.
It's not, yeah.
That road goes 180th, goes all the way to I. That's 1 mile, from 180th to I. Rick Wester's field on the other side of the highway. That's one section, and it's divided by the highway. So we're already in halfway, and then we did 100 feet already. The hard part's already done on the ends for the paving
Okay,
crews.
so let's just say we're gonna pave 180th. So we still have another half a mile that we can pulverize and pave with the money we have left over. And that's about, what, you were saying on the
Yeah.
north end of 200?
Well, the north end of 200th is a mile stretch. To me, if you're gonna do a mile stretch or get them in there, do it at one time, instead of
Yeah.
piecemealing it.
So we
Is it
don't-
a half a mile or it's 3/4 of a mile, did you say, from 140th to, so
Yeah.
that's a little over, wrong.
So on your
210th
2026
Street to
report, you have,
140th is
Finance it for like
0.8.
6
Are we
months?
better off doing that and
We
carrying
just
the
finance it for
0.2 over to next year?
Well,
you have pulverize and pave 170th from city limits to 180th. Is that what you're talking about, going to
Yes.
the boat landing? Okay.
Not the boat landing.
Well,
That's
I,
one- Sorry.
boat landing.
Oh, you talking long lane
How far
planning?
was that?
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
What's that
okay,
distance?
and that's a half
Or
mile?
a half mile.
Approximately.
About.
Yeah.
Okay, so there, you have it down for 2026. I was trying to look at something in 2025, but you really don't.
Well, unless
Everything's a
if
mile.
Yeah.
if we did this mile, well, this is 2 half miles.
Is there any chip sealing that, no, we can't do that, never mind. Okay,
But you could
How
prep
much
some
does
roads
point-
for next year's chip seal.
yeah, we gotta get
0.8
that settled
mile?
out in the fall and
Right.
get our oil ordered.
Okay. Because I mean, they can easily prep them right away in the spring and then do the chip seal later, but I mean, my thing on that would be these 4 housing areas, or the roads that go to them.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you saying for prep? What do you mean by
They go in there,
prep?
flex patch them, get the transverse cracks leveled up. So you go down, you don't need to bang everything in there. Level it up the best you can.
Okay,
and
so
then
for this
chip-
year, we're not doing any of that, we're gonna pay, we gotta decide what we're gonna pave this year.
And we have enough for only a half a mile.
No, we have enough for about a mile.
Yeah.
So instead of jumping to 2026, is that 2/10 between 140th and Fairgrounds worse? Because we could do that 0.8 mile and carry over the rest.
We double chip seal.
With still paving
No,
180th?
instead of.
Instead
paving
Oh.
of, because I'm looking at you have the year list, right? Yeah, you
Yeah,
do 26.
that's what I was
Do we
basing
do
on,
the
too.
0.8 and carry
Yeah, I
over?
see that.
Or we could do this 1 mile,
Good.
but I'm assuming these are worse, that's why they're in 25 versus 26. So either pick the 0.8 and carry over, or do this 1 mile, would be my suggestion.
Or you could borrow 50,000 until next year
That's what I think we should.
and just pay it back.
Okay,
Can't
You
be
could do
that
the
much.
0.8 and 180th and just borrow on a short-term loan.
Yeah.
okay. Because it would
We
make
would
sense because
do-
they're
I
right
mean-
there, right?
I'm sorry.
It would make sense because it's your mobilization, right? Because
We're
it's
gonna
right
pay
there.
either
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
it's just taking some money from next year and and paving this year.
I'm not a fan of it.
No, me neither.
So doing both of these.
What do you think about double
It's
chip
the
sealing
same
180?
road, so. Sorry, I'm drawing all over your paper.
That's fine.
Not a bad idea. The only thing's tractors.
Can those
turn
guys
off.
get oil if they double chip seal?
I'd have to check. I mean, as of right now, yes. But if we didn't get into their schedule until September, we'd run that same problem we did last year, or this spring, whatever it is.
Oh,
My
yeah,
only concern is it would be a lot of tractor traffic turning on and off.
Which one?
180.
180 if we double chipped it instead of paving it, but
And
do we wanna
trucks
pave
and all that
it? Do we wanna
stuff,
pave it and screw up a new road with the tractors too?
It didn't hurt the last one. I mean, it was there for decades. But the lugs are what hurts the
I know.
chip.
Especially when it's fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, we're good though. We don't need to be in there.
So pave it in the fall when it's cold and you guys can stay off it.
Yeah, sure.
So where are the tractors going? Up and down it, or are they turning into the fields off that?
They turn in that field there.
Okay.
I mean, the best thing to do is do it when the crop is in and done and, you know, but give it a month, it's fine.
Is it just Turner's tractors? Are there other tractors
Oh,
going to
there's-
other fields?
Oh, there's a lot
Lester
of
goes
truck,
through there all the time.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering, but there, they'll be turning on pavement, 'cause we got the 100 feet of pavement at the ends.
Yeah, they use that a lot to go to Westers, a lot of tractor traffic there.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, but that would just be going through, but it's
Yeah.
lugs. Okay, no, I just curious.
Somebody wanna make a motion? Let's start with, let's split it up. Somebody wanna make a motion on 210?
Well, first of all, our motion should be to put it out for bid.
Yeah.
You always bring up that.
Just trying to protect you.
Alright, no, I
So-
forgot that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think, can I make a motion
Yeah.
to put out for bid pulverizing and paving 210th between 140th and Fairgrounds Avenue? And put out for bid paving 180th Avenue between 35 and 180th.
is there a second?
And can you put out for bid, double chip sealing 180th Avenue between 35 and 180th Street? Just for cost
Yeah.
comparison.
Well, then add to that, see what it costs to pulverize and pave from,
On the north end of 200?
no, 170th Avenue city limit to 180th.
So you have all the numbers and you
Yeah.
can pick.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So pulverize, pave, just so we have this motion, pulverize and pave 210th Street between Fairgrounds Road and 140th.
mhm,
Pulverize and pave 170th Avenue
correct. From city
from
limits.
city limits to 180th Street,
Correct.
and,
village limits, okay? And double chip seal 180th Avenue between 35 and 180th
Yep.
Street.
and
Oh, there wasn't, oh,
pave 180th
oh, that,
Avenue.
okay, wait a minute. I thought I just said that.
You said double chip seal.
Oh, and we also want the
I wanna
pave.
know what the options are.
Yep,
What-
okay, gotcha, 30, oh, I see, I can't even read my own notes,
And
yes.
then can we also look at what the interest rate would be on a loan?
You don't need to put that in your motion.
No, okay,
We can just, we'll just call it
okay,
a couple of banks.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Is there a second?
I'll second it for discussion. So it will not save us anything to do, so if we were to do 210th between 140th and Fairgrounds, it won't save us any money to do 210th from 150th to the north end at the same time, correct? That will not save us money to do that same road at the same time.
You know,
It-
if you got an extra 240,000,
Yeah,
maybe.
the cost.
You're saying for next year, the,
Yeah, I mean, do we save any money doing that road in two spots at the same time? Or no, it won't matter, it's gonna be this price and this price, no matter what we
Are
do.
you asking
I-
a question or?
Yes, I'm asking you a question.
Okay, if you have what they call mobilization fee, you're gonna do them the same day, yes, you're gonna save money, because they have one mobilization fee, because they're just gonna move 100 yards and start over again. If you do them separate years, you can pay that fee twice,
How-
whatever that fee is.
What about, does anybody have any idea what that fee is? Is
It's
it like,
about 4 or 5 grand, time to
Okay.
get all their equipment here.
okay, so it's
And
not,
There's several semis, dump trucks, the shouldering, there's a pulverizer, I mean, there's a lot of things that get hauled in on semi.
okay, so if it's worth it saving that money, maybe we carry some money over and do those two at the same time, if it's a significant amount of money. 4,000 to 5,000 in the grand scheme of a road is not a lot of money.
Is that covered in his motion? To get pricing on what you would like to pay?
Do you need 210th on the north end?
At the same, if we did it at the same time,
He might as well get it
oh, I
quoted.
guess, yeah, get it quoted doing it separately and at the same time is what I would just, sorry, I'm not trying to make it
No.
difficult, but if we save
No, all
that
we
money,
need is
then
get-
we would do the other roads
We
and
see the
save
price
those
on
two
that road,
together.
but then,
Because we
Okay.
could carry over half a
so when we
mile.
bid this though, okay, Okay, you want an actual bid though, to see it, or would you want them to give you an estimate and that we could just ask them for? I'm just asking you guys,
No, we want
or,
bids, I think, right?
okay,
Well, we wanna
You
be
don't
able to
need
see,
bids. Because you've only got one that's gonna bid it, that can, on the paving side.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if you want those numbers, you can just call them.
That's what I
Call
was
them,
saying.
quote.
Okay.
ask them for an
Yes.
estimate and be, you
So-
know, cause I think they would be honest with us and tell you what you'd say.
And then the ones that you want to approve for this year, you should probably bid them now.
Yep.
Because otherwise they're not gonna get them done.
that's what.
Exactly.
They're gonna have
So-
to get approved at the
so
August
that's-
meeting probably to get them done.
That would be.
But if he had all that, if he had all the bids and all that by next week, could we do that at our?
Yes, so long as it's on the agenda, which she can just put on the agenda.
Well,
and
that's
if you
what I
don't have
mean,
it, just
because
kick
that
it.
would save us 3
Is it
weeks.
just a one notice or is it a two notice?
Cancel the August meeting then.
No, all they're saying is if he has the quotes at the next meeting next week, could you decide which ones to bid? And
Yeah.
that's
Which
not
one's
a.
paid, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
trying to save time.
but you're not, okay, I see what you're saying, but you'll just be,
We're
you're
speeding the process.
Yeah.
So,
We'll just pick which ones we want to actually go to bid.
Yeah,
Cause even
So
though,
if we got 5 quotes, we might only choose to accept, or to go with 3 of them.
and then just bid those three.
well, the
We'll
bid
just
approve
approve those
those.
No, you
Can't
can't do
approve,
that.
cause there's not enough
Steve's
time
gonna
for
get
the
quotes.
bids.
At the meeting next week, you choose which ones to
Okay.
bid, you bid those, and then you approve those at your August
Okay,
meeting.
but it
Still
still
has to
saves
be
us time by
debated.
doing that.
Alright.
Yes.
Okay.
so even though I originally said these ones are more important because they're in 25, if we can save $5,000 by doing these two together next year,
Oh,
than
just-
doing these this year.
It just costs us whatever our loan cost is, right? We'd have to-
Right, and we could, then we're only we could carry over, if there was some left, carry it over, and then we're only over by a little bit for next year. If we did a half mile this year, carried over a half, then we could do the 1.5 miles next year on these two together and save money by doing them together, was my thought. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know,
Is what
no,
I'm
I know
saying?
what you're
Okay.
saying, yep.
And maybe it won't make that big of a difference, but,
Okay, so what is my,
so that's what I added to his motion
So-
for quotes.
Steve's getting estimates.
okay,
Yeah.
and then you'll
On the
decide
special
what we're
meeting,
gonna
just use
bid.
the same thing.
Yep, and
that
then
you
you
have as
guys,
G.
and then you guys will make this motion next week with what really you wanna bid.
Yes.
Who's gonna get estimates
Do
for
what
all
we
this, we really don't need this motion then, do we?
That's for
Not-
next week.
not
Or
for
next, yeah, at the
estimates.
special meeting, you'll need that motion, you don't need it now,
Okay,
correct?
Perfect.
so we did vote, that motion just goes away or what?
Yeah. You can withdraw your
Withdraw.
motion?
I'll withdraw my motion.
I second that.
So,
Alright, any more discussion on the road work rate at the moment?
I do have something. We were kinda, I thought, gonna go into greater blade patching, but we never did. Or did you talk about that earlier?
We didn't.
No, we did not.
that was the 11 loads.
Yeah, not do it.
Yeah.
It was in an email,
You
handwritten.
would rather
Oh,
not
you
do
didn't get it? Nobody got a
I got
copy
it.
of the areas?
It's also in the
I
packet.
think it's company money on the road that we're gonna grind next year.
Yeah, that's where I feel. And the one on Centuria there.
The
Andrew
four
uses
areas,
it.
if you just want me to go through them quick? or-
Sure.
Okay. One was 165th Avenue. Let's see, do you know where that is, 165th?
No.
Dean Damer's house, go down to the corner where
Oh,
the house
yeah.
burned.
So we
and-
can drive down there, cause I started driving down there and I didn't wanna feel like I'm driving in their driveway to go look at it.
Roads like that, I think that we should pulverize and
Leave it.
leave
It's
it.
bad, but right now, we're technically, it's a paved road and it's not paved anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying, grind it up and leave it or leave
I
it.
mean, and what we did in the past, we put like 3 loads in there while we were doing that, blade patching, we got a ways, but it needs.
Yeah, I
It's a
think
waste of money.
like that.
Okay, I agree.
One house on
It
those
should be a
roads.
gravel road or something, but either way,
Exactly.
right now, I can't do anything really with it, I can't blade what's there unless I make.
How long is
gravel.
that road?
It's 300 yards probably, that last piece, it's not that far. But it,
Okay, so no on that one.
so that, the River Road at 3.5 miles, or it's 3.5 tenths of a mile from 87, going in as the first curve or just before the curve. The main area, it's trying to smooth it out. You drive through there, if you
That's
put a
correct.
glass in your vehicle, you splash water all over it. And then the next corner is the same way, at 5 tenths of a mile. or 5.5
Does that
miles.
keep the traffic slower for the residents that
Sure.
complain that they're flying?
But try to take a plow truck through there in the winter.
Oh.
It just beats you to death in that plow truck. But all I was trying to do is cover it.
Okay, so how many loads for River Road?
5 total.
I have,
One, isn't that a one?
no, I have a one on one and 4 on the other,
Oh.
so there'd be 5 total.
Okay. And how much is a load of blacktop?
So 16 times 95.
I'm not there good in my head.
16 times 100 would be 1,600.
Well, there you go, right there.
$1,500 a load
You're good. You're on it.
times 5? Okay.
Joe Hughes and Noy 20.
Oh, sorry, 1,500 times 5.
7,500.
Alright,
And then that other 140th, if you go just past Bill Hughes' driveway, there's a dip there. The side towards Deer Lake it's sinking and it's been patched just numerous times.
and how many loads for there?
2.
2.
Okay, so $3,000.
That'd just be a 1/2
Oh.
load.
And the first road is the one you said don't touch for now?
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm
we're
not
at
making decisions for all of us.
10,500-ish.
Well, we could do with that in the future, is just dump gravel
So we're
and
looking
raise
at-
it 4 inches of
We're
color.
looking at $10,000. 10.5.
Yeah. So it's 7,500 for River Road and another 3,000 for,
Is there any date that we have to get blacktop by? I mean, obviously before they close the plant, but I mean,
No, I
We're
mean,
not
you could do
in
it,
any-
if you had a warm day in October, you could still do it in October.
okay, so we can decide
In August
on-
meeting.
after our meeting on what we're gonna pave, then
Yeah.
we can see how much money we have left to
The-
make a better decision.
None of these areas,
That's
if
the
you don't
actual.
do anything, are falling apart, it's just the ride of the road. So you could still drive
We
over.
could sit here all night long and talk about the ride and road.
Well, these spots are bad,
Well, jump in a tractor, they're all bad.
yeah,
We need crack sealing.
yeah.
We gotta get that on our, anyway.
Alright,
No, I thought tractors didn't use the roads and that's why they don't pay the fuel tax.
I think we should put turf tires on all the tractors.
I think they should have to wash their tires off.
Alright, are we done with the road? Steve, you got anything else?
That'll be my next resolution.
That's-
Yeah, why do we have a
Tractor tax.
long-winded resolution, you can just withdraw
I think that's
it.
it, unless there's something else. But you guys, a few times here ended about weight on trucks. Is there something going on here I need to know?
No,
about?
people brought up the fact that they thought that trucks were overloaded. And since we're driving on a new road, they were concerned.
Or were they concerned that we're
Where I'm
overloading
shouldering?
and not paying
Is
as
what
much
you're
as that?
talking about?
What's that?
Where I'm shouldering?
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, I thought they were concerned that we weren't paying as
Yeah,
much
that, and
that
then,
and, yeah.
because we're taking a little extra
Yeah.
or something.
it's on the honor system up there, right,
It
at Taylor?
is.
Yeah,
And I would never cheat myself.
and
I know
they're told
owner.
the same thing too, 3 buckets, or whatever their truck can
Everybody's
handle, but
bucket's a
everybody's
little
bucket,
different.
yeah.
Well, that makes sense, the
Okay.
loader's sitting up there, right?
It
Right.
is.
Okay, so if the bucket, you know, if the guy, I don't think he.
Mike's watched me load our trucks before and he said, that's fine, as long as you don't add extra. And with our truck,
I don't know
you
who
add
it is that
extra,
was complaining.
it's gonna come off the sides.
okay, well, we're in the public's eye.
I get it, and
People
that's
watch.
why I literally, the 3 buckets, a lot of times Sean or somebody else sits in the loader all day when everybody's getting loaded. And they're the same, all the trucks come out there.
Yep.
Alright, item H, Brent, you brought up some training that you'd like to go to?
Yeah, when was that now?
Last week, but
27th maybe?
23rd.
It's a Thursday, I think.
Was it?
It's
in Menominee.
It's in Menominee, I got that letter too.
Yeah,
And when is it? 2 days from now or a month from
I
now?
threw it away.
no, I wanna say it's in the month.
Okay.
So
I thought-
in a
I thought
week,
it was
in
like
2
the
weeks.
27th.
Monday
It's next
after
week.
there.
I threw it away, I didn't see it.
Oh,
I think that's when it is, the 28th.
Sunday?
is this for the TAC?
Yeah.
Okay,
What day is that on, do you know?
I can grab it real quick.
That sounds like it.
It's for the what?
They had a, tell them what you were talking about, she can read it off.
Monday, July 29th at 6:30 PM at Dunn County
Yep.
Judicial Center.
What's the topics?
Listening session, transportation, shared revenues, volunteer fire, EMS, PILT, and land use. In the last few legislation sessions, influence of our These listenings, okay. So yeah. Monday, July 29th.
Just to get a better education and understanding. and stuff.
Monday, July 29th, 2022. I'm glad I'm not the only one that does stuff with that.
Guess not.
Alright.
This just came in the mail. It is,
Yeah, no.
they just have the wrong, I just got it.
Anybody else have any training you wanna go to?
What was it, 29th?
I mean, do we have to vote on approving training? I don't think so, do we?
That's not even really a training.
No, and I don't think it's money, it's a listening session and it's just discussing and yeah, there's no cost, there's nothing.
Alright, great.
Good training.
Yeah, it's free.
Please RSVP in advance of the meeting. Do you guys wanna RSVP to them or would you like me to send one and say from the town of St. Croix Falls? Get your
You better
names
send
in.
it.
I'll send it.
Okay,
Oh, okay,
Anybody else wanna go? If not, I'll just send it.
okay.
okay.
But if she sends it, you get a name tag and everything.
Oh, in that case, send it. Front row seat.
Alright, no other training? No public comment? Okay, we're gonna adjourn into a executive closed session.
So we need a motion to go into closed session.
Go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session.
I'll second his motion.
Do we in favor?
Aye.
Alright,